You lied to me for 5 years.
Silas! Have you lost your mind?
Do you know why Silas called your pup a bastard?
Whatever tangled mess you have with them, fine!
I lost the pup.
Pain. Now you understand pain?
Simon, our pup gets the healer.
Did Selena not feel pain when she lost her pup?
I wasn't anywhere near her scent trail today. Ella! Are you out of your mind? You just had your womb removed. You cannot be on your feet. What did you say?
The Alpha brought you in with a severe placental abstraction. There was too much blood. The healer had to remove the womb to save your life. You can no longer bear young.
I'm gonna find Silas! I'm gonna bury my teeth in his throat! Brother.
I am so disappointed in you. How dare you! Last year, you pushed Selena down the stone steps and she lost her pup. She spared you only out of regard for me. And now you couldn't leave it alone. At her birthday ceremony, you gave her a concussion. When you're healed, you will bare your throat and crawl to her on your footy and beg. Do you hear me?
I gave you a kidney. I sold our parents' land to save your life, and you come here to demand I beg.
Ella, you brought this on yourself.
I regretted it. All of it.
You're awake. Get up. Selena came to see you, so get up and bare your throat. Obey your Alpha. Apologize.
My pup is gone. My womb has been removed. This is the price I paid for loving the wrong Alpha.
Oh! What's that smell? Is that urine? How revolting!
Selena, don't bother with her. She's always been good at theatrics.
In this life, I hoped never again to follow either of their scents.
Ella Cross, convicted of embezzling $50 million in territory resources, sentenced to 3 years exile in the silver-lined dungeons.
Why? Why would you do this to me?
I howled at them and no one answered. No one even met my eyes.
A certain highborn lady gave specific instructions. Teach a gutter blood like you to remember your place.
A mate who doesn't belong to you. Don't reach for him. Simple enough, isn't it? That was where the old Ella died. The naive, gentle one. Buried in the dark, mourned by no one.
Ella, your brother wronged you, but I had no choice. If I hadn't done it, Selena would have been the one exiled to the dungeons. She has a future ahead of her, a bright future!
You are my blood brother. The same blood runs in our veins. What Silas did to me, that was my own blindness, but you... 3 years I was torn apart in that dungeon. Did you follow my scent even once? Did you care whether I lived or died?
I'm sorry. I couldn't face you.
So, because I don't have Selena's noble blood and glittering future, I deserve to be exiled in her place for 3 years? Deserve to be mauled by the mack of bitches in that pit?
I'm sorry. I'll compensate you for the 3 years. Name your terms. If it's in the territory, I'll give it to you.
Fine. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock at the Elder Council's altar. I want the mate bond severed, and I'll be taking my half of the territory assets.
Why?
Can you not smell the sin on your own pelt? Again and again you came home carrying another she-wolf scent. You kicked my 7-month pup dead in my belly. You had my womb cut out, and then you delivered me to the death row dungeons with your own hands. And you stand here asking me why?
I don't agree to sever the bond!
I'll be at the altar on time. If you don't show, I'll take the old case to the arbitrix and have them re-examine the scent evidence. Don't believe me? Let's find out.
I had no safe den to go to. The scrap of territory our parents had left, sold, long ago. Fresh out of the dungeons, carrying the stench of death and bad fortune, I couldn't bear the weight of pity or questions. So I sat like a packless stray and stared at nothing, until dawn crept through the windows.
Ella, can we not sever it? I'll overlook your past mistakes. We can start again as mates.
Give me the document.
Hurry up. Save the self-pity performance. I'm setting you free. Go find your first love.
How many times do I have to tell you there is nothing between her and me?
Nothing is nothing. Just sign.
Bond severed. As of this moment, you are strangers.
When it snaps in a month, don't regret it! Even if you crawl to me on your footing and beg, I will never forgive you!
That day will never come.
At this rate of decay, your body won't last 3 months, maybe 90 days. Maybe less.
I see.
You don't seem surprised.
I've known for months. The only question was how long I had left. Now I have my answer. Thank you. 2 months. That was all I had left. I wanted to die free. It was the only thing I had left to want. All territory assets in my name, donated. And this recording crystal, deliver it to Silas and Liam after my life signs cease.
Ms. Cross, you understand that this means...
I understand. My body goes to human medical research. No grave, no ashes, no scent for them to mourn. That way they would never get to mourn at my grave. They would never tell themselves comforting lies about what they had done.
Mom, Dad, I'll see you soon.
Ella, you came. I was just telling Mom and Dad about you. Where are you staying? I can't find your scent. Ella!
When Selena hid in a human city, it took you less than 24 hours to track her down. You followed her scent across territories, across borders. I'm right here at the border borderlands, and you say you can't find me.
I had no minutes left to spare on these irrelevant wolves.
Well, 3 years, and your coat has certainly seen better days.
Thanks to you.
Let's be clear, the dungeon exile was your brother's idea. And Simer's, it had nothing to do with me. Don't bite the wrong wolf. A measly 50 million in territory resources. I just used it to buy some shiny stones. My parents could have covered it any time. So why, I wonder, did they still send you to the dungeons?
What do you want? I didn't come here to listen to you whap.
Do you know why Silas called your pup a bastard? Why he hated it so much? Remember that full moon gathering when you got drunk and Silas was drunk too? I paid good money to slip a low, filthy stray male into your den and made sure Silas would find him there. You were out cold, like a corpse. I told Silas your clothes were all in place, surely nothing happened. But then you started carrying a pup's scent a month later. An alpha's territorial instincts don't need proof to breed suspicion. Not my fault.
Then why did you frame me for your lost pup before that?
I was only away from the territory for a few years and Simus changed. He was full of you, eyes, mind, everything. Why? You were nothing, a weed. I'm better than you in every way. Ella! You dead Silas love you, and why did your brother protect you? I wouldn't allow it. Whatever tangled mess you have with them, fine. But why destroy me and my pup? Are you diseased in the head?
What happened to you? Why does your scent smell so decayed? Why are you this swollen?
What, here to bare your teeth and avenge your precious Selena?
Ella, did I not warn you last time? If you ever cross Selena, I would not spare you.
What exactly is the bond between the three of you? I'm genuinely curious.
The three of us? Can you keep your mind out of the gutter for once? Selena and I are innocent.
Then whose blood was the pup she lost? Brother, do you remember how old we were when Mom and Dad died? When we were young, you found a whole piece of meat in another pack's scraps. You wouldn't eat it. You saved it for me. At the end, you just licked the blood off the bone. And when I first learned to hunt, the male from the next territory called me a packless mongrel. You went for his throat. After that, he tucked his tail and ran every time he caught my scent.
Later, when my first heat came and I was terrified and crying in the den, you went to beg the neighbor's she-wolf. You traded for cotton cloth and brown sugar water. You held my hand and told me everything would be all right.
Ella, what's wrong? What happened?
Brother, 6 years ago, I gave you one of my kidneys. Then I spent 3 years in a freezing dungeon in place of the she-wolf you love. I was beaten, mauled, tortured. So now, can we call our blood bond even? So from now on, can we never smell each other again?
Ella! Ella, I couldn't smell it. I didn't know the kidney they put in me was yours. I blamed you for abandoning me when I was at my weakest. I was the one who should have died. Ella, give your brother one chance, just one. I'll never trust another wolf again. I'll take you away from this territory anywhere you want to go. Don't leave me the way Mom and Dad did. Don't leave me alone.
Take your promises back. Crawl out of my territory. I don't want to smell you any blood. Protection every time I needed my blood came at another she-wolf's feet. Now, I don't want it. Get out.
Remove him, I don't care how roughly.
Half an hour of howling and struggling later, my room fell silent. From somewhere far off, beyond the territory line, I could still hear Liam's heart-torn wolf howl. It didn't move me. I had nothing left to give. Selena prowled every corner of my hut with her stupid, arrogant eyes. But she never caught the scent of the recording device hidden in the green foliage, disguised as a pup's toy. She had been so busy gloating, she never thought to look. I asked the lawyer to deliver the footage to Liam and Silas after my life signals ceased, and if there was any way to overturn the dungeon exile verdict, to find the evidence to prove what had been done to me, to please clear my name. I wanted to return to the ancestors clean, with no stain of false accusation clinging to my spirit. When I'd arranged everything, it felt like the last wild ember in my soul had finally guttered out, leaving nothing but cold ash.
Ella, I'm sorry. I misread the scent. Please don't go. Let me see you. Just once. Please.
No. I would never let your sense touch me again. This final sleep is clean. No wolves reeking of betrayal and blood. No pain, no grief.
Have you lost your fucking mind?
When did you get this thin? Why does your scent smell so dead? When you bonded with me, your coat was so bright. You used to roll onto your back and show me your soft belly and complain you were getting fat. You used to laugh. You used to look at me like I was something good. I was the bastard. I shouldn't have doubted the pup's blood. If I had just protected you, none of this would have followed. I killed you.
The backlash of the severed mate-mate bond hit him then. A direct strike to the heart. He knelt there like a dog with its spine torn out.
Sir, this came from the neutral zone lawyer, addressed to you and Beta Liam, from Miss Cross's final instructions.
What is it?
I paid good money to slip a low, filthy stray male into your den. An alpha's territorial instincts don't need proof to breed suspicion, a measly 50 million. I just used it to buy shiny stones, and they still sent you to the dungeons! Liam, Silas, they're nothing but my playthings!
Every word was a lash across my own face, every syllable a reminder of my unforgivable blindness.
Simus? What's wrong? Your scent is so frightening. Is it about Ella? I know you must be devastated. You did everything you could, but her constitution was just so weak.
Shut up.
Silas, are you blaming me? I know Ella must have said something to you before she fasted. She always understood me. If my presence causes you this much pain, I can leave the territory, as long as it brings you peace.
Finished performing?
I paid good money to slip a low, filthy stray male into your den. They're nothing but my playthings!
No! That's not real! Ella forged it! She's framing me! Silas, you have to believe me! I love you!
You lied to me for 5 years. You framed my mate. You killed my unborn pup. You made me push her into the dungeons with my own hands. Selena, I'm gonna make you feel every moment of it.
Silas! Have you lost your mind? She's your childhood companion! You're gonna destroy our entire family over some dead gutter wolf!
Get out, or I exterminate you now. Over the next 12 months, I deployed every scrap of power, wealth, and influence I commanded.
Selena Holloway, convicted of embezzlement of 50 million in territory resources, fabrication of evidence against a packmate, conspiracy to hire a rogue wolf to violate a packmate, multiple counts of perjury and obstruction.
Noble born? My, we don't get many of those.
My family will pay you! Silas, save me! Liam, someone!
Shut up! We got paid already, and we got paid to make sure you feel every moment of it.
Please. Still breathing.
Boss said don't let her die, but don't let her rest either.
Every day, so long as she can still draw breath, beat her bloody. Don't let her die, but don't let her rest. I want her to feel every moment of it.
Don't kill me. Silas, it's me. You loved me once.
When Ella was suffering in the dungeons, you were wearing silk gowns. When her pup bled out onto the frozen ground, you were opening gifts. When she was dying alone, you were gloating. Did you think walking out of those gates meant it was over? No release, no closure. Because I knew, no matter how thoroughly I tore Selena apart, no matter how much pain I inflicted, the she-wolf who used to roll onto her back and show me her soft belly was never coming back. The weight in my chest was heavier than before.
He didn't kill her. He wanted her to live with the pain. I understood that. It was exactly what I would have wanted, if I had still cared enough to want anything. But justice that arrives too late, vengeance served on cold plates, for my dead pup, for my trampled dignity, for the years I spent in the dark believing no one would ever care. It was all just a cruel, hollow joke. The punchline had already landed. This was just the echo.
I gave you nothing when you were alive. No protection, no trust, no love that didn't come with conditions. And now I stand here with empty hands, and I have nothing left to offer you. Ella, I tore apart every wolf who sinned against you. Now I'm going to kill the one who hurt you most. The one who hurt you most was me. So I'm going to kill him too. Ella, wait for me. Don't leave me behind in the next life and the one after. I swear on my alpha soul, I will love you the way you deserved.
I made you a grave, even though you didn't want one. I couldn't let you have nothing. I know you would have hated it. I know you said you wanted no cent for anyone to mourn, but I had to put something down. I had to have somewhere to come. Mom and Dad are on the other side now. At least they'll have you. I hope you can forgive me. I don't deserve it. I'm sorry, Ella. I'm sorry I didn't follow your scent even once. I'm sorry I believed her. I'm sorry I slapped you when you were lying in a sick bed, bleeding from a wound that would never heal. I'm sorry I didn't recognize your scent on that kidney.
You burnt yours up with wolf pies, and now there's nothing left. No spirit, no rebirth, no future in which to make amends.
This is where I will stay. In the endless pink fields where there is no betrayal and no pain, where my pup runs free under a sky that never darkens, where the only scent on the wind is blossoms.
I will never, in any world, in any life, wait for you again. I vanished from the world entirely, and I was free.
Seraphana once sank into boundless nothingness. Eons of chaos swurged endlessly. Time and space faded into silence only to be Warbur's creation. Yet Gaia, Mother Earth, gazed down through the void and plummeted into one world among countless planes, and embarked on rebirth through Samsara to take root anew.
When she opened her eyes once more, every memory, every lifetime, every rise and fall of her past was wiped clean without a trace. Seraphalina inhabited a brand new mortal vessel, blessed with snow-white hair born with her, cascading over her shoulders like untinged frost. Her crystal ice-blue eyes beheld this strange yet vibrant new world.
Yet rigorous course core never dimmed the vitality of her youth, for Kaelin was always by her side. Kaelin Voss was the sole light of Seraphina's childhood years, her childhood sweetheart woven into every fragment of her youth. The heir to a distinguished military clan within an illustrious lineage, and a gentle, upright suitor, he had resided within the castle alongside Seraphina since childhood.
She never imagined her gilded royal life of unbroken stability would be torn to shreds by a meticulously plotted conspiracy on her 20th year. The man who had always treated her with outward ambition all along, unwilling to bow beneath an Udlina, a powerful, ruthless figure entrenched within the royal court who excelled at political manipulation. Lena had spent years weaving her influence across the realm, curing favor with courtiers and building a private faction who permeated every corner of government. The two struck a clandestine bargain, gradually chipping away at royal authority to seize control. For years, they concealed their true Indian intentions, fooling her compassionate parents and the entirety of the imperial court, yet they could not hide the burning greed smoldering in their eyes. On a storm-brewing dusk, their long-planned rebellion erupted without warning. It coincided with a mountain tribe's sacrificial festival, journeyed into the mountains with her retinue. As Seraphana wandered, she remained idly oblivious that the magnificent palace had descended into hell on earth. Courtiers bought off by the conspirators echoed their false accusations in the imperial hall, twisting facts and fabricating damning evidence. His face stripped of all former kindness, now twisted with cold greed and cruelty. Though he held absolute dominion over the kingdom and could have easily killed her to eliminate all lingering threats, he chose to spare her life. Not yet 20 years old, Seraphina had not reached the legal age of royal succession, rendering her still the legitimate heir to the Moonwolf throne in the eyes of law. Her former lover knew executing the princess outright would spark public outrage, incite desperate rebellion from surviving royal loyalists, and destabilize his newly seized regime. Thus, he resorted to a crueler scheme.
I cannot bring myself to slay the last royal bloodline out of familial compassion. Seraphina is too young and immature to rule. Strip her of every title and authority. Confine her to the side courtyard.
Powerless to resist or defend herself while imprisoned, she endured unceasing grief over her slain family and hatred for the fall of her realm night after night. Distrainer answers February the stone walls, her snow-white hair falling loosely around her frame. The brightness faded entirely from her memories of her youth. Each recollection deepened her loathe for the treacherous schemers and this unjust fate. Yet the resolve burning deep within her heart never faltered. She refused to accept defeat. She would not let her parents die wrongfully condemned, would not watch her ancestral throne treacherous usurper, would not allow her life to be destroyed irreparably, would not let those gentle Dothraki be lawful once more, not to bow to fate and scrape out a miserable existence in surrender. Though she has lost her kingdom and fallen from glory today, one day she shall return to her homeland born upon wind and snow, clear her family's name of injustice, and reclaim everything that rightfully belongs to her.